today I wanted to chat with some of my novice practitioners or maybe witches who aren't able to openly practice or feel, they have the energy to practice, because I totally get it. Wintertime is super hard for me. I'm always just like, oh my gosh, it's dark and cold and I don't want to do anything. So for today, I wanted to discuss some low energy Imbolc ideas and ways that you can celebrate without trying like a lot of attention to your practice, or these are things that don't take a whole lot of effort but are easy to do if you wanted to honor this holiday. So let's jump into it. The first thing that I recommend, and I recommend this for all holidays, is taking a walk outside, or just even going outside, opening a window, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you can manage. I just feel like sometimes it is so imperative to connect with nature, and oftentimes when it is the most important, we are the most resistant to do so. So what do I mean by that? When I'm super depressed and anxious, I don't want to leave my house, but anytime I go out for a walk into nature, I do feel a lot better. And if you are looking for a way to connect with this holiday, taking some time, bundle up, go outside, and just really allow yourself to be present in that moment and appreciate the planet for where it is in the world, right? Next, I encourage you to make something with butter in it, or even make your own butter. Basically, you just have to put a bunch of heavy cream and salt in a jar and shake it around until you have butter. So it's incredibly easy. There are tons of recipes online, but it's very, very simple. So I encourage you to, look into that, maybe try a new craft. I encourage you to maybe think about your garden and other things that you would like to accomplish this year. I would also consider putting it into a journal, because, I can have a million ideas, but I often find that unless I write it down, it's probably not going to happen. So take some time, do a kind of an exercise, a brain exercise, and think about like your ideal garden. Like, what would you want to put into it? And what are some of your first steps, right? For some of my Celtic pagans, you might want to make a Brigad's cross from paper or pipe cleaners. Both are pretty accessible. I find pipe cleaners are actually easier to work with, and I kind of prefer them. I tried making a Brigad's cross out of like reeds last year, and it just looked awful. So definitely pipe cleaners for sure worked for me, and you can reuse it every year. Now, I totally understand arts and crafts and like creativity may not be your cup of tea. Absolutely understand. You might want to instead just simply light a candle or watch the sunrise. I know not everyone's a morning person like me, but I love watching the sunrise. I encourage you to honor Brigid and learn her mythology, even if that's just, watching a video on YouTube right after this one, or, try to find an audiobook or a short article about her, just to learn a little bit more about her mythology as well as the Celtic pantheon, because it is beautiful and oftentimes I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Next, I encourage you to wear colors such as red, yellow, orange, and gold, again to represent that element of fire that is so intrinsically linked with Imbolc. And then finally, I really, really encourage you to collect and use snow in your practice. Now, we talk about moon water a lot on this channel, but there are other magical properties to different types of water depending on where you get them from, right? So whatever the source might be. And snow in particular is known to be really cleansing and really great, especially if it is fresh snow for new beginnings. So I always think of waking up that morning right before school and seeing that, there's all this snow all over the roads and the yard and stuff, and there was just a few little footprints from animals, but beyond that, it was like literally perfect. That is kind of like how I remember the energy that snow has when using it in a witchy practice. So those are just some examples and some suggestions from my practice, but I would love to hear from you how you are celebrating Imbolc, and especially if they are some of those low energy options, which any sort of celebration I would love to hear about, but I just wanted to share some of those with you today. And beyond that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.